Genshin's finally did it! Here's everything you need to know about the live stream that came out for the 5.0. And let me tell you something, these changes are insane, there's so much to unpack, so we just gonna go through the major things without going into too many small details. So starting off with, this is a small trailer the Genshin gave us of how the region is gonna be looking. I think it's actually pretty better than what a lot of people expected. A lot of people were skeptical, I would say this looks pretty good. Obviously we're gonna have a new Archon quest. They also introduced us to some of the new characters, that is 3 new characters, the first one being Kachina, and we're gonna get her for free. She uses this little Beyblade type of thing, she mounts on them and she can ride them, she can climb with us, so essentially we're gonna have like almost like a new transportation system in 5.0. As you can see, she can ride pretty much anything, and other characters will have specific things they can ride as well. I don't know if that's gonna be applicable outside Natlan. I have doubts. I think it's gonna be like a fontaine where you can swim underwater, but only in fontaine. I have a feeling it's gonna be like that, but that remains to be seen. The next one's gonna be Mulani. She's a 5-star. She's a Hydra character. She's gonna be able to ride this thing, which is pretty cool. And not only she's able to ride this over the water, she's also able to ride this thing over the ground, which as you can see, it actually looks pretty quick. So traveling around Natlan with these characters is probably gonna be a pretty good time. She also has this type of meter on the side of it, as you can see, and honestly a lot of characters from this region will have them. I don't know exactly how they're gonna work just yet, that kind of remains to be seen, but this is her abilities. And this is her ultimate ability. As you can see, it's kind of like a big AoE attack. The next one's gonna be Kenichi, and for me this one looks the best. Also his abilities are like this pixelated type of abilities. As you can see, he can also have this like a grapple type of thing when he jumps around, kind of almost reminiscent of how you have a grapple in WoWa. And as you can see, he will have this cool animations and stuff. Honestly, this is pretty awesome. For me, this character is so unique. I love the way he looks. And like I said, as you can see, he has a very, very unique type of style. No other character in Genshin has this type of style, and it looks very, very different from everything we've seen. And as you can see, he can also like attach to enemies and then sort of like fly around them and attack them, which is again very, very unique and interesting. And these are all 3 of them together. And as you can see, even the style of them looks quite a lot different than anything we had. But honestly, I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Especially the pixel guy. I think he's pretty damn dope. I really like him. This is gonna be phase 1. And like I said before, we're gonna be able to get Kachina for free. And this is gonna be phase 2. Obviously enough, there's gonna be, you know, new weapons. That's per usual, because these characters need to have them. There's gonna be plenty of just new weapons altogether, and at least some of them we're gonna be able to actually get for free. I believe we're gonna need to do a web event, but at least some of them we're gonna be able to get for free. Obviously new artifacts for these characters per usual. Here they kind of showcasing just in general how the Natlan's gonna look. If you want, you can actually take a quick look at their live stream, how it's gonna look, but I'm not going to spoil myself too much. I kind of wanna, you know, explore it on my own. There are gonna be some new bosses as well. This is one of them, and this is how we're gonna look. looks pretty funky, but I think he looks pretty cool. I don't know if he's gonna be super difficult or not, but that remains to be seen obviously, but he looks pretty cool. I like him. And this is gonna be the second new boss. This one looks a little bit more angry and a little bit more serious and a little bit more dangerous. No idea how difficult he's gonna be. That once again remains to be seen in just a little bit of time. Natlan is almost here. They also gonna change some of the reputation systems. There will be a few tribes and you're gonna be able to do quests for them, essentially reputation quests. I'm not entirely sure exactly how this is gonna work. Let's just take a quick look at the gameplay. As you can see, we're gonna be able to possess these little fellas. I don't know what they called. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to use them outside Natlan. Probably not. I wouldn't expect it. But as you can see, they have their own unique ways of transportation. You can kind of climb the walls or like hook up to things, almost like fly for a little bit. It's gonna be an interesting way, and I think it's going to change a little bit of how we move around in the game, together with the new characters that on their own have a different way of traveling. Admittedly, until the game comes out, it's a little bit difficult to say if this is gonna be more convenient or not, but probably will be. So coming back to the exciting part, which is the rewards and the events. As you can see, you're gonna be able to receive via the mail 1600 Primogems, which is 10 wishes. Again, something that pretty much never happened before in Genshin, you know, these things, but now they're happening. You're also gonna receive a sanctifying elixir. We're gonna talk about it here in a second what it is, but it's a crazy new feature. This is gonna be amazing. Some fragile resin and some other little rewards. Also, for completing the Archon quest, you're gonna receive a one-time reward of 500 Primogems. They also gonna be changing a little bit, at least for the time period. As you can see, it's gonna be, for example, for the time period of Milani. So if you do the trial run for her in her time, you're gonna receive not 20, but 60 Primogems, alongside with everything she needs to get, I believe it's to phase 3. As you can see, that's quite a little bit of materials. If you haven't completed Archon quest yet, once you complete this quest, and I believe you need rank 28, you're just gonna be able to quickly jump into the story and immediately do the Natlan, which, as you can see, there's a quick start, so you can just immediately jump, do it, receive the Primogems, because the Primogems are only gonna be available during the 5.0. Once we hit 5.1 Primogems for this Archon quest, they're not gonna be available anymore. Also, if you are a newer player who's looking to coming back, great news for you as well. As you can see, you're gonna receive a plenty more rewards for coming back. They're gonna improve the rewarding system for returning players who haven't played in a long while. Now they're gonna be talking a little bit of more quality of life updates. So starting off with the first one, you know how you use interactive map to find all these materials? Great. Now you don't really have to, because if you click go to collect, it will just show up on your map. Great, right? That is amazing. Finally, they're doing this. I don't know if they're gonna include this for all or just Natlan region. I hope it's gonna be for all. They're also gonna be increasing drop rates for some of these bosses and monsters, because some of you guys complain that, you know, they just don't drop enough stuff. But they also gonna be including world level 9. I believe for that you're gonna need to be level 58, which is obviously not that easy to achieve, but you know, it's doable. And once you reach level 9, they're gonna have increased drop rate. I think you're also gonna be guaranteed to receive 3 pieces of Ascension materials, which is great because you're not gonna get 3 pieces on the random anymore. It's gonna be always 100%. But again, the bosses and the monsters are gonna be higher level as well, so you know, it's gonna be a little bit more tough as well. And now they're gonna be talking about some of the best things they're gonna improve in the game. So first things first, as you can see, you can actually salvage artifacts, and then you can receive for those salvage artifacts actual XP, which is fantastic, right? This is gonna make leveling up artifacts so much better, but it gets even better than that. You're gonna be able to receive this thing, which is called Artifact Transmuter, and with this, you can do something amazing. You can create your own artifact. Remember the sanctifying elixir we talked about? Well, you're gonna need it. So to create your own artifact, you're gonna need that elixir. As you can see, they choose Hydro for the main, then he chooses critical rate and critical damage for the secondaries. And then he just crafts it, right? So you have essentially perfect piece at your own hands, and you can craft it on your own. You no longer need to search for it. Insanely good. I don't know what Genshin cooked. I don't know, have they seen WoWa and thought, oh wow, we're finally getting some competition, we need to do something about it, but they're clearly doing something about it. This is amazing changes. And there we go, they crafted the piece. Simple as that. Awesome. Also, if you extract upgraded artifacts, there is a chance you're gonna receive the elixir as well. You might get it in the battle pass, just from the mail, for the world exploration. There's gonna be many places you're gonna be able to get it, so it's gonna be available but not unlimited. In the battle pass as well, there's gonna be some minor changes, so you're actually gonna be able to choose which rewards you wanna get. As you can see, they choose which exact rewards they wanna receive, which again makes it so much better. Small things, but they add up. They also gonna be improving the amount of Primogems you receive from worshipping the statues. Is gonna go up to 100. And I believe, as I understand, you're gonna be able to get 80 Primogems from the luxurious chests in the Shrines of Depth, which again, that's doubling the Primos. And again, that's not all, there's more. They also gonna be improving the gacha. So how it's gonna work, it's still gonna be 50-50. But if you lose the 50-50, there is a 10% chance you might hit a secondary, almost like a 50-50 thing. And if you hit it, you're gonna have a different animation and you will still receive your 5-star. Even though it's technically 50-50, but realistically speaking, it's almost gonna be like 55-45 from now onwards. Small change, but it's still a better chance for you to receive your character. As you can see, if you hit the 10%, it's gonna be a different kind of animation. So that means if you hit that animation, you lost your 50-50. but that means you captured the radiance and you hit the 10% and you still got your 5-star. Again, not a hugely game changer type of thing, but it adds up with all the changes they make. It adds up. I don't know if you can tell that I'm really excited about this update, but I freaking am. So if you are as well, be sure to subscribe, my friend. They're also gonna be improving the gacha on the weapons. No longer do you need 2 fate points. Now you need 1 fate point. How about that? And even more great news, guys. You see these characters? You're gonna be able to choose whichever one you want and just take it for free. No strings attached. And it's not only one-time thing. Every year on the anniversary, we're gonna be able to receive one of these guys absolutely for free with no strings attached. So this patch, you're gonna be able to get it. And as far as I understood, on 6.0, you're gonna be able to choose one more as well. You're gonna receive a selector, pretty much just like in WoWa, and then just pick whichever you want. I said it's gonna be brief few minutes, but it is impossible to make this video in brief few minutes. This is as close as you can get to brief few minutes. They're also gonna be making some changes to Imaginarium Theater. As you can see, they're kind of gonna be improving the clarity of how to best run and how to best choose your teams. They're also gonna be introducing yet another hard version of this, even harder one that already there is, because they're gonna be buffing the previous versions. So it's gonna be easier to do the previous versions, but the hardest one will require you to have at least, and I mean at least 22 characters that fits the season. Of course, that will include some extra rewards alongside it, as per usual. And for the few of you out there who are still playing these cards, they're gonna add some new cards for you guys. Briefly visiting the rewards once again, you're also gonna receive 10 wishes for simply logging in. All you have to do is log in for 7 days and you're gonna receive 10 wishes. There's also gonna be a reset for the first up top bonus. And like I said, some free weapons, some extra Primo Gems for the Archon quest, for the first time reward of playing a character, and everything else that they show here we already talked about. And so yeah, there we go, guys. These are the changes for the 5.0, which is absolutely wild. I haven't expected even like 5% of what we received. I think this is phenomenal. This is the best update in Genshin ever, without probably a question. Are they responding to WoWa with all these updates? Maybe in some ways, but probably not in all of them. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Competition is always good. Competition is a friend of a player. I think Natlan looks amazing. I think it looks better than what we expected. These characters look very fun. I think it's gonna be a blast to play them. The amount of things we're gonna receive, the 10 wishes, 1600 primos, free 5-star, free 4-star, free weapons, it's just ridiculous. And I think for the first time, players are actually happy with Hoyo. And it doesn't matter what you think about them. You have to give the company credit when credit's due. This time, they cooked. This is a W, and if you say anything else, you're wrong. Genshin really cooked this time. Yeah, WoWa has been cooking for quite a while now, but man, Genshin responded really good. Really good. Let me know what do you think about these changes. What are you excited most about this update? Which of the characters you're gonna wish for? And just let me know your thoughts about everything from this live stream. And if you enjoyed this brief summary, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.